So what have you been up to this week, Oz?
Oh, which part of my week? Do you want to know about the fact that I was riding a rodeo bull on Friday?
Rodeo bull?
Yeah, I had to go one of them the other night.
Where was that?
A charity event for friends of ours.
You see, you can't even remember the event.
Honestly, I can't even remember where it was.
All I can see when he's talking is the fast show and the guy going, I drank very, very much.
I did drink rather too much, and I got to dress up like a cowboy.
Very, very drunk.
I was a cowboy with my cowboy hat and all that.
How long did you last on the bull?
First go 24 seconds, and my second go 60 something. But I think I pulled my groin.
Injured right on the bull.
I'm not used to doing any exercise these days. So
Oh, my
how hard
word.
it is to stay on them.
Oz, you've got injured riding a bull.
I mean, when you say it like that, it does sound strange. But yeah, I think I've got tight groins as well. And I've got to try and get through a bit of football on the pitch at Hill Dickinson tomorrow. I'm playing,
football at the Hill Dickinson?
Yeah,
Oh,
I've not
okay.
kicked the ball for about 18 months, and I'm not played properly for about 5 or 6 years.
Tell me you've got your proper boots.
Yeah, I was in the loft this morning,
Good.
getting them out.
Just don't
the
try and
loft.
play in normal boots. You're going to be out of action for a month.
No, yeah, got me. To be honest, they were as hard as cardboard. I'm gonna have to soak them tonight to try. But when I've tried to play five-a-side about 18 months ago, I just kept pulling my calves after 10 minutes, and I'm a bit concerned about that tomorrow, especially now my groins have already
Just
gone.
stand in the middle of the park, ask, receive,
Little payload roll.
and give, yeah.
Yeah, there'll be a lot of walking from me tomorrow. But yeah,
Similar to slots football, walking football.
Oh, there it is.
right in early with that one. aren't you?
Well, might as well while we're here.
Did you watch the match over the weekend?
I didn't actually see it. I was working. So me mates are furious, and the physio this morning is just throwing him down the banks again. He's a season ticket holder for Liverpool, me physio. So I'm with him Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So I listen to his moaning, to be honest, and I just keep saying to him, mate, that I don't want to know. I don't want to hear it, because don't ever moan around me when you know what I've been through for the last 33 years. Don't annoy me. So, but he's whinging, walking football. He's furious. He just wants him out, and
Really?
yeah, that's what he's saying. Like Al
Liverpool
Fletcher,
fans generally support their manager until they give up. So
he said he's been saying this since last season, because I said you weren't crying when he was winning everything last season. You were all screaming, he's the next man, he's the big thing, and then. But he's claiming that even last season he said the football was quite evident. It was lacking then. It was slow football then. But I don't know. I don't watch them enough.
Yesterday was probably indicative of their whole season. They were so far off the pace in the first half. It was so easy for it was a really good game of football for the neutral. Manchester United played pretty good in the first half. Attacked really well. Looked good on the counter attack. Liverpool was slow. Didn't progress the ball. Didn't create chances. But then somehow Man United came out and literally shot themselves in the foot at the start of the second half, gave 2 goals away. And the second one, talk about giving it away, keeper tried to pass it out.
Really?
Lost the ball. And suddenly Liverpool were 2-2. And you actually thought for about 10 minutes Liverpool would go on and win the game. But, yeah, they're not the team of old. A Jurgen Klopp team would have ended up winning that 5-2. They'd have took control of that game, even if after a disastrous first half, and gone on and really steamrolled it. But this Liverpool team at the moment haven't really got that. They're quite technical rather than anything else. And Manchester United got the game back and won. As I said, it was a good game, good winning goal.
I did see the winning goal. I've seen the man who finished. Very good finish.
It's good for him as well, isn't it?
Good
After
player,
the season that he's had, the story behind him.
Good player.
To come back in the team, score a goal like that.
Yeah.
How is it, Oz? You know when you know someone like him who's kind of exploded onto the scene and he's massive straight away and he's such a young player. How hard is it when a manager comes in and just isn't having him?
I don't know. I limped onto the scene, didn't I?
You've played that hundreds of games. You've been in amongst players where 1 minute the manager's having them, the next minute they're not. And I'm sure you've had managers, I'm sure, over the years where one's having you, one's not. And
yeah, it's not easy.
How do you change it? How do you change his head? How do you swing him?
Just by working hard, getting your head down and
training,
and hoping that you show it in training. Your attitude's good all the time. You do everything that you're asked of, but sometimes even that's not enough. Sometimes even that is.
Do you go in and speak
evident.
to him?
Personally, would or did. You go in and have the conversation and find out where you're on. Sometimes the best thing is the manager turns around and says, I don't want you.
Really?
And doesn't string you, because then you're not getting strung along and you actually know, well, this isn't the club for me. But with Cobby, who I was going to say before, I've met his dad and his brother on a social event. Tony, you love it when I meet people on social events.
Always.
Nice people. So much enthusiasm for his success. He's done brilliantly to get in the team. He is a really good player.
Are they all United through and through?
Player.
His family, are they all Manchester?
So, yeah.
I think they are.
And he's been patient. And what kind of happens nowadays, which has happened with Cobby, is players can outlast a manager quite comfortably if things don't go well, do they?
Yeah.
A player can just think, well,
I'll wait.
I know
Just
it's not
wait it
going
out,
great, but I'll just wait it out. Sometimes, which is even the worst, you could. I'm certainly not suggesting Cobby Mayne did this, but a player could try and make things as difficult as possible.
See it off.
Yeah, not just sitting there in the background and trying to be in the team and trying to be a good character. They can actually create problems and hope that it actually gets rid of the manager, and then
the catches fire with other players. You want to infect the squad, kind of thing.
Yeah.
And I've seen that over the years. I mean, I wouldn't go as far as saying infect the squad, but I've seen even at our place when a manager's lost players and certain cliques and groups navigate towards each other, and you see a kind of one or two try and spread it. To be honest, it's not nice to see, but it's football now. I think player power is at an all-time high, and I just think the power needs to be restored to managers. If I'm being totally honest,
would you give Carrick the job?
Yeah, I would. I think he's done a better job than anyone else could have done coming in.
I think I would, as one, because as you said, he understands the club. He's done a really good job. I don't see a standout candidate that I'm looking and thinking, well,
I was going to say, what other options are there? If it's not Carrick.
World Cup after the World Cup.
There are a couple out there, but I think he's done okay. I think the big thing that Manchester United have got to get the head round is they've done this season without any European football.
Yeah,
Manchester United are set up to play 2 or 3 times a week. I don't think they've got a big enough squad to do that at the minute. They'd have to invest.
Who do you think they raid? Because if Spurs or West Ham go, I think United are looking at their elite players, because I don't care who you are, they've got them. Jared Bowen is a top level player. Van der Ven is a top level player.
Love Van der Ven, don't you?
Yeah,
he does love Van der Ven.
He's horrible, but I do like him.
I think Spurs will be okay now, though. I think that
good result for them.
Yeah, I think the first win they just needed to get one win, didn't they? They got it against Wolves.
Used to wanted to see them go laughing. Thought it was dead funny.
I know.
That's not what we were saying.
I was saying it.
It's horrible, mate. The thought of that stadium being in the Championship is a horrible thought.
Yeah. But it's not the stadium.
See, you find it funny.
No, I'm just laughing at the fact you're talking about the stadium. It's the name, it's the club, it's the stature of who they are that would be the difficult thing. And if you look at the squad, think of the players that haven't really played. Kulusevski, Maddison, Kudus,
Conor Gallagher.
These ones haven't even been playing pretty much the majority of the season. They've got Simmons is out at the minute. They've got such a good squad of players that actually, if they are okay, which you'd expect them to be from this point, I think they'll be fine. They'll actually be right near the top of the table probably next season.
Mates passed a comment to me last night, and he said to me, you should want them to go. He said, regardless of who your mates are, as Spurs fans, stuff like that. And I said, why should I want them to go? He said, because if they survive, he said, they're going to take a place in Europe next season, and it could be at the cost of your lot. He said, and also if they go, your club should be raiding their players and taking some of their squad to make yours better. And I get what they're saying.
I'd agree with them.
Yeah, I know they are, and they're horrible cop-outs who are saying it, by the way. Absolutely horrible.
Well, maybe I don't then.
Yeah, Chris Walker, I mean, he's the lead journalist for DAZN. He's a horrible man. He's woke up at 6 o'clock this morning, and the first picture he's put on me feed in the group that we have called The Establishment is a Manchester City flag waving strongly. You know, he absolutely despises Arsenal with all of his might. And he just wants to see absolute catastrophic things happen to the Premier League. He wants to see Spurs go, and he wants to see City beat Arsenal to the league. But he does make very valid points when it comes to football. He is really bright, and he's like a bit of a football historian. Strange boy, to be honest. But I've given you enough pop now, mate. That's enough. But I do see the points.
Did you get paid for that?
No, I didn't get paid. I just wanted to give him a brother. He's just, I've grown up with him since he was 10, 11 years old, and yeah, he knows so much, the weirdo.
Don't you think there's something to be said though about the storyline of football where it has been like quite predictable in recent years? Doesn't that just create something different for people to talk about if a team like Spurs go down?
No, but it shows you.
It's like Leicester winning the league.
If I'm being totally
stuff.
honest, if Spurs go, in my tiny little mind, it makes me believe that we can go. Because I don't believe Everton can go. No, it does. That's what frightens me the most. If they go, I know it's possible we can go.
But if you go, we're in a much better place now.
We are.
I was worried for a few years about us, but because Villa went. So Aston Villa should have been that club that made you go, wow, you know, big clubs can go. So Villa are a big club.
They are huge.
No doubt about it.
Huge club.
So if Villa can go. And to be honest, Newcastle have been down a couple of times, and for both of them, it actually served them well to go down because they were really struggling. They were in tough places. It seemed easier for both of them to go down into the Championship and sort of rebuild and come back up.
Leeds and Forest are another two.
Leeds and Forest took a lot longer though. They were 20 odd years plus each.
But big clubs.
Don't want that. No one wants that.
No, but they are big clubs with huge fan bases. So he's right. But I feel like Spurs have been around for so long. I know when Villa went, it was a bit of a shock, but Spurs, it's like it's happened overnight.
Spurs like your second team.
No, I don't have a second team. I hate them all. They're all horrible. Everyone besides Everton's horrible. But I just have, I have a, not a fun. I just feel sorry for the fans because we've been there, and that's the part that hits me the most. I think, I was thinking about the Bournemouth game, and what was the game where Dukes scores the goal?
That was Bournemouth.
Yeah, it was Bournemouth. Bournemouth at home where he scores that important goal. And I just think Spurs against us last game of the season.
It looks like a different game for us now because obviously...
No, we have to win.
We've got ourselves into a tougher situation than we would have liked because we were looking at the real possibility of Europe next season. And, you know, that drawing against Brentford, losing to Liverpool, losing to West Ham, it's a bad run at the wrong time.
Was you disgusted by that decision at the West Ham one? I was furious. I mean, there's a player playing basketball in the box and no one's owning up. And here's the best part: they don't even give a corner; they give a goal kick. It's insane.
That should have been the main reason that VAR could have got involved in that because the referee obviously didn't see it. If he gave a corner, it's not like he saw it. If he gave a goal kick, it's not like he saw it and then decided it wasn't enough. He clearly didn't see it. If a goal kick was given, so I think we'd all agree that that's got to be a penalty. Should have been a penalty, which also brings me back to that handball yesterday that Sesko scored.
I don't even think he touched it, but I haven't seen all the angles. But did he definitely touch it?
I think he did touch it with his hand, but I think it took me probably 10 or 15 times of watching that video from the different angles to finally make me mind up.
They've got long enough, us.
But no, they've got... The on-field officials can never see that.
No, I know that, but
the VAR... I just think in the time that they were given, I think it's inconclusive. I think they can't look at it forever. They can't just keep on looking at it.
But our one's a cast iron one and we didn't get it.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Ours is a stone wall. You see him playing basketball. I mean, he's balancing balls on his fingers.
And that would have made a difference in the game. I think we'd have had a bit more momentum at that point. I know we did equalise, but we equalised late with them then having to throw the kitchen sink at us to get something. And I think the game may have got a bit differently for that one. So that was disappointing because even if we'd come away with a point, that might have been a decent point at the end of the season. But now we've just got to try and get something against City, which isn't easy with the way they're playing at the moment. But
hopefully Beto's back.
Yeah, but don't put anything past us at the minute. We are the kind of team that can lose to West Ham and beat Man City.
Yeah, unpredictable.
Are you both going the game tonight?
Of course, there's a bear shit in the woods.
Yes, we'll be, and I'm not working actually.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
just enjoy it.
Okay, okie dokie.
Yeah.
Hopefully we're meeting up after the game and having a little bit of a party.
Hopefully,
fingers
to
crossed.
Celebrate. I'm not going to have a drink though.
Why is that?
I've got my big game at L. Dickinson tomorrow.
Get it.
Big 10 minutes.
I've got to get my head down early. I've got to, get
never done that on proper match days.
Never
mind.
I know, yeah.
Never mind the Chelsea
get me early night. Get me cucumbers on my eyes and that.
So, Tony, you have a bit of a theme of being the world's worst fortune teller. What do you think the score is going to be tonight? And then we'll just go with exactly the opposite of what you said.
I mean, that's the best way to do it, to be fair. I'm going for 2-1 Everton. I don't know why, and I don't make
A shock to the title
I
race.
have no idea why. I think Everton are going to score first. I think City will equalise, and then I think it'll be just. I think we're going to really try to disrupt their rhythm and play tonight. I don't think we're going to look to play football against. Well, no one can play football against them. Let's be honest. But I think we'll snatch an early goal, and then it's going to be a bit of a fight. And I'm not sure they're up for the fight.
Oz?
1-1. I'm going to go for. And I think that'd be a good point for us.
I think, yeah, very.
What does that do to the title race?
Puts it back in Arsenal's hands.
Yeah, but they're in Europe. I think that's got such a big part to play.
Maybe, but it puts it back in Arsenal's hands. But again, I think Arsenal will probably draw a game between now and the end of the season. I think I've said this previous. I think there will be points to be dropped along the way. Maybe this is the biggest hurdle for Man City, away at our place under the lights, which traditionally we've been pretty good. Good feeling about ourselves. We are organised. We know what we're doing. Defensively, we'll be able to play deep and play on the counter attack. So hopefully it suits us, and I probably think the first goal has to be ours.
Is there Champions League second one on Wednesday?
Yeah, after that's go.
2 days. Is that away or at home?
It's home now, isn't it?
Who? Arsenal?
Yeah.
Arsenal, yeah.
No, I'm talking about Cities.
Oh, City,
Oh,
sorry.
no, City. I haven't got a City.
Yeah,
I was on to Arsenal's.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you think, I was going to ask you about this, do you think if a team does well in a cup run and then they're still in like a title race or a relegation battle, does it distract them or does it actually spur them on?
I think had Arsenal won the Carabao Cup final against Manchester City, I think it would have spurred them on massively. I think they would have just rode the waves, the crest of the waves, and actually probably been in a better position for the title. I don't think they'd have dropped points. I think they'd have been looking at each competition thinking we can win it all. I just think in the back of their mind now, although I think I disagreed with Tony a bit about the European competition in the last pod, he was saying it was a distraction. I was saying it was a good thing because leading up into that City game, because it just took their focus for 3 days on another big game rather than all the talk being about City. And I think that again, I think they need those games every 3 or 4 days, I think, because it stops them having a whole week of thinking about what the potential is and what could probably go wrong at the minute, because as I said, they've two of the things, they had 4 things potentially in their grasp and 2 of them have slipped out, and it's not easy, especially even if they beat Atletico, they've still probably got one of the best teams in the world at the moment. In of the other 2 in the final, which our bet is still alive as we record this, but your team's one goal ahead, PSG. So we're going to come up against one of those 2, and I just think Arsenal could potentially come away with nothing. And actually, the worst thing could be that City could end up with a treble, and Arsenal, after being in the position all season, could win. And I think that'll be in the back of the mind. I think the game every few days is good for them.
What a game Bayern and PSG was, by the way.
Unreal.
Have you seen a game that good for a long time?
This is, I think we're recording this before that game and before. So when the pod comes out, that game will have been played, won't it?
Yeah, it will.
Which might make us look stupid one way or the other, but that first game was one of the best I've witnessed. And to hear Vincent Kompany's interview after the game, to say when they were questioning his team's defending, and he said something similar to, well, their attack is outstanding, our attack's outstanding. We'd have to commit fully to defending, and we're not going to do that. So we'll just commit fully to attacking. And he said we're going to defend more. He went, no, it's going to be even more. We're going to do it even more in the home leg. And I was like, I will be watching that. Wow.
It's football, isn't it? It's I don't want to sound a bit nostalgic and old manish, but it's how it used to be. Teams just going for it.
It's like a basketball game.
Yeah, we'll outdo you. We're going to outscore you. Kevin Keegan days, Newcastle, 4-3s, 5-4s. You just it's all out attack, and that's it.
Yeah, it was just along the lines of, we're going to, for instance, Bayern push both of our fullbacks up to join the attack. And the brave thing is, from both teams, they both left players up. So PSG left 2 players up and didn't need them to defend against Bayern's best defence. So that meant they were 2v2 on the counter-attack, and the same both ways. They were happy to just It used to be like that ages ago because people used to what we used to call cheat, goal hang, stay up there, and hopefully we'll kick the ball to you and you can make something work. But the football's got so much into everybody's got to get back behind the ball, everybody's got to contribute to defending. But if you've got some of the best players and you can let them, goal hang on the halfway line, and then if the opposition leave you 2v2, you're biting your hand off, and it makes for a brilliant game of football. Though it could have been 8-all. Yeah. It was that kind of game. It was brilliant.
The pace out of them wingers, either side, either team, is frightening. The way they get at them, each other, it's just off the scale. It really, really is. And then I wouldn't mind, the defenders are actually very good players as well. Upamecano's a quality defender and player.
They're all defenders that are trusted to defend 1v1, which means that's where their team get the benefit of going up the other end of the pitch. Not everyone in the Premier League will allow their centre-halves to defend 1v1. They always want extra men back. But if you trust your defenders enough, you get an advantage at the top end. The problem is you're trusting your defenders against the best, and you're not giving them any help. Makes for a great game.
I think the hardest thing is you're happy with a 1v1, but when the midfielders start joining, you're getting 2v1s all the time, and it's the knock and the run, and he can't cover two, and the midfielders running in to create that space. As I said, I feel football now, it's just a big game of let's create a situation where there's 2v1 or 3v1. That's what they're doing all the time. Every team looks to do it. Spread the ball wide, create a 2v1, run inside you, and it's a little bit predictable, whereas that game, they were just at each other. There was no real set ways of playing. It was just, we're going to attack, we're going to go for it, and it was the same for both teams.
I know what I'm doing tonight. I know what I'm doing Tuesday night. I'll be watching the chess match.
Yeah.
And then on Wednesday, I think it's this way around, isn't it? I won't be missing that game. So it's quite a good week of football for us before this week's through.
You're staying with Bayern Munich for the win?
Yes. I think I'd have took Bayern. I mean, I did take them in the bet. I think it'd have been okay if we'd have said there'll be one goal behind going into their home leg. When it was it 5-2 at one point? I was thinking of this and thinking, I'm going to go in and he's going to be all in my face, isn't he? But
there's how much I didn't even remember doing it. Didn't even remember the bet. That's how many punches I've had.
You took PSG.
Yeah, and well, I know now, but I forgot all about it. So thank you very much. But the thing you're missing is PSG have been so much better away from home. Going to Anfield, they turn it on. Just going to different. They have no fear whatsoever, and I think that might stand them in good stead. Going
they are in the counter attack. Oh. But again, it's not just going to be a game of that. No. They're going to just go hell for leather at each other.
Do you think PSG will do that still, being one goal up and then going away from home?
Yeah, again, just like what Vincent Kompany said, I don't think they really know any other way to play. I think I think they are set up that they can play any way they want. So, as happened at the start of the game, they went toe-to-toe. Then they went a goal ahead just before half-time with that handball that would never be given in the Premier League. And then from that moment, they just allowed the counter-attack to happen because they can play that way. So I think the start of this game, that's how they'll sort of set up to play. But if it'll potentially change so quickly. The moment Bayern get a goal, or if Bayern get the first goal, can PSG continue just to play in the counter-attack? There'll have to be a bit of balance. But as I say, both of them teams can play any style of football they want and be successful at it. And they've got the best players in the world to do it.
Is it an easy thing to say that PSG, Bayern, if one of them gets the final, that they go on to win it?
Oh, nothing.
Everybody is sort of hinted towards that, but I've seen down the years in many cup competitions that happen. Not just in football, in other sports as well, where you think the outstanding team that has had the toughest route to get to the final, and they've had to beat all of the best teams to get there, that either don't turn up in the final or defenders are on top, and defenders manage to nullify the opposition. That's
why it appeals. That's why it appeals to so many. That's why so many want to cheer. It's never a done deal, no matter who it is. And if Arsenal get there, they'll fight with it, and if Atletico get there, the dark arts of football.
Yeah, as you just said about different styles as well. Did you see that Pep Guardiola went to watch Stockport on that night? That
saw that. Yeah.
On the night that PSG played Bayern.
Did he really?
He went to watch Stockport. I can't remember who they were playing, but
Imagine going to Stockport
Yeah,
game.
what
Sit
was it
next
like?
to Pep Guardiola.
You didn't watch that big game? I did watch a big game. It was like, there's so many different styles of football. It's all enjoyable. It's all good. That style doesn't make it better.
I don't care. He regrets that move. I
Yeah,
don't care.
he was
what
dead
says.
sarcastic about what he saying. Like,
He 100%
Watching
regrets
the updates
missing
come
that
through on
game.
your
Yeah.
phone, like.
I think I picked the wrong game here, lads.
Do you think Arsenal, if they win if they go on and win the Champions League, would they be happy with that if they don't go and win the Premier League?
I think an Arsenal fan would probably tell you. I'm speaking for Arsenal fans here. Sorry, all Arsenal fans.
I'll say it.
I think
they won't
Arsenal
care.
will prefer to win the Premier League. They would prefer to win the Premier League.
You think so over the European Cup?
Yeah, this year they want the Premier League.
Never won a European Cup, have they?
No, but I still think, having been in the position all year and how we feel about the league and the Premier League, I think they'd prefer that this year and have another run at the Champions League next year. But I think it's also a great thing if they come away with one of them, because then they are still making progression. They are.
I think they have to come away with one. They have no choice. They have to come away with one of them.
They might not, though.
They have to come away with one, because
I hope they do.
If they don't, the season's deemed. And I don't care how you want it. People are going on, and I see it the same. Every year there's an improvement, and no matter what happens, this year's an improvement on last year for Mikel Arteta. But if he doesn't win something this season, at Christmas he was in a prime position. And I know leagues aren't won at Christmas, but they certainly are lost by Christmas, and he was in a prime position to crack on. This will be a massive, massive loss if he's to not come away with the trophy. He's been in a final. He's walking away with the league. Was he 9 points clear at one stage? He's 9 points.
There was a game in hand along with that, but yeah,
9 points clear at one stage, and then he's flying in the Champions League. I mean, you're on the front of all four trophies.
they're still flying in the Champions League, you'd say.
Yeah.
I don't know, mate. That was a bit of a dodgy 1-0 over 2 legs. I mean, against Sporting, was it? I mean, come on.
Win's a win.
I get it, but over 2 legs, 1-0 over Sporting Lisbon. Come on. I mean,
You're a harsh critic, you.
I know, mate, but it's Arsenal, and they've got such a fantastic team to be beating Sporting Lisbon with probably a tenth of the budget, with a tenth in the quality of player they've got. Why?
Yeah,
why are you only beating Sporting 1-0 over 2 legs?
I think that was with the City game in there. That was with the loss in the league as well. So I still think that was a really good reaction and a really good result. Well, it was a good result because they got themselves through.
I just think they've got so much quality, and I don't think they're exposing it all.
Look at Villa Forest at the minute. They've just played their first Europa League semi-final. Forest won 1-0. They're going back to Villa Park. If it stays 0-0, Forest will be through with a 1-0 win over 2 legs. They'll be absolutely delighted.
Of course, I get it, but Forest aren't Arsenal. Forest haven't spent £1 billion. Forest aren't expected to win the Champions League. Forest are riding the crest of a wave from what Nuno Espirito Santo done there and what he left. So they're overachieving. Arsenal are supposed to be doing better than what I think they are at the minute. They're supposed to be anyway. I only go on that Sporting game, by the way. The position they are in the league, I think they're top now, aren't they? So right now, they're on track to do everything they're supposed to do. But I'm just saying, if they don't, if they win the league, I think it's a great season. Mikel Arteta got tailed. He's an amazing manager that he is, and it's all well and good. I don't think that the European Cup is ever expected of any team at the start of a season. So I think his priority is the league. But in my eyes and in my opinion, just as a stupid football fan, he has to win a trophy.
Yeah.
He has to win a trophy.
Does he?
I don't want to say they sack him because I don't believe you can.
There's murmurings from the fans. I don't think they should, or I don't think it'd be
they've
right.
got the best
because
fan.
he keeps getting himself right to the brink. One will eventually fall into place, but
They've got the funniest fan base in the world. I mean, that
They are
Arsenal
funny,
TV
aren't
is
they?
absolutely, it's gold, isn't it? You know what I mean? They want to kill each other. That's the way they talk to each other. Brav this, brav that. And they're just just take a chill pill and calm down. But
different note, slightly talking Forest and Villa there. Did you see Elliot Anderson's nutmeg of Morgan Rogers?
I haven't. So you'll have to show me.
I'll show you. after this.
It must be something special if you're just talking about a nutmeg.
It was good, you know.
Oh,
he sort of stopped, put his foot on the ball, and then just rolled it through. Stephen Pienaar, like, honestly, that's what it reminded me
Yeah,
of.
he used to do that quite often.
Used to
I
do
can
that to
imagine
me,
he done that to you in training
yeah,
as
he
well.
did. And he used to shout names at me as he was doing it.
Oh, Peanut Lad, what a guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, if they're both on that England camp, you're definitely getting your phone up there and just putting that on repeat.
Definitely. I'd have it as my screensaver.
Do you think that was a red card from Anderson? Was that before the Meg or after the Meg? But anyway.
It was borderline, wasn't it? I thought
it was a yellow.
I sort of always want to see people on the pitch unless it's literally horrendous. So I was all right with it. Just about. And it made a big difference, didn't it? In the tie and the fact he's available for the second leg.
That's the one you and I was going on about, isn't it? Where he said it's got to be a red card. He nearly broke Ollie Watkins' ankle.
Yeah, obviously not a...
I've seen it in slow-mo, so I can't really talk about it.
It looks bad in slow-mo, but it always does, doesn't it? The first two angles actually looked okay when I was watching it on the TV.
It was forceful, wasn't it? And that's how he plays. That's how he tackles. He's very similar to James Garner in the way they play.
When you say that, you've got to go. As soon as you say that word, forceful, I just think as soon as you say that word, you've got to go. Forceful tackle.
You wouldn't get away with playing these days.
Of course you wouldn't. Forceful tackle above the ankle. I don't care what it is, you've got to go.
Well, Andy Reid, who was on the comms for that game, was saying the opposite. That's what football still needs. That. So where do you stand?
I think football still needs it. I think we've gotten into such a place where everybody wants to go to ground so quickly, and it's hard for the referees to judge things instantly at times because everybody is throwing themselves on the floor. Did you see at the weekend Crystal Palace v Bournemouth, and Henderson in the Palace goal dropped a catch, and as he's sort of gone to pick it up, I think it was Senesi, the centre half, just ran past him. There was the slightest of brushes, and he arced his back. He's rolling to ground. You could see him visibly screaming out loud, and he got a penalty kick. And the VAR won't overrule it because there was a slight touch, but never in a million years has that been a penalty in my opinion. But it's given, so the players are not helping the game or the officials or anybody at the minute. Because think about when you go to a stadium. This is all football fans. Everyone loves a goal. That's the first thing you want to cheer about the most. Everyone likes nice bits of play where you can get all excited. One of the things people love the most is tackles.
Oh, massively.
Everyone gets dead excited.
We love it at Everton.
Yeah, we love it at Everton. It's go on, get in. Everyone loves a good, proper, 50-50, well-timed tackle where two people are committed. And you can't have that. First of all, if one person is not committed, you used to always say when we were growing up, make sure you're fully committed so you don't get hurt. Nowadays, if one person does go into that tackle in the same way we were always taught, he's likely to get a yellow card or a red card because the other fella is already arching his back and jumping and trying to get a free kick or trying to get them sent off. You see across all of European football, the amount of players that are trying to get the other team's players sent off for something because it'll be an advantage, and they're not even embarrassed that it looks embarrassing on themselves. They just want the advantage. And I just think as a group of players, I think that they're the only ones that can sort of change that. We can get excited about it. We can ask for it. We can cheer for it. We can not give fouls for certain things. But ultimately, the players have got to kind of bring it back themselves of what they want and what they allow. Because the officials...
I was going to say, can't the refs do that as well by not leaning into it when they play acting?
To a point, they can a little bit. But then the referees would have to, and the officials would have to stop giving a lot of fouls. And within those fouls, they will miss actual foul because, to stop a broad spectrum, to stop them, you're going to have to say no, and then you're going to miss a load of fouls, some of which are going to be penalty kicks or fouls or whatever. Then there's going to be a lot of VAR interruption, and then we'll start calling the refs poor because they're missing it, and then you're going back full circle. It's got to be the players.